In this video, we're going to have a look at how to calculate the total surface area of a composite 3D shape. A quarter pipe skateboard ramp has a curved surface that is 1/4 of a cylinder with a radius of 1.5 meters. If the surface of the ramp is 2.5 meters wide, the question is asking us to calculate the total surface area of the front, the back, and the sides of the skateboard ramp. So the best way to calculate the answer to this question, and that is to find the total surface area of the front, back, and sides of the skateboard ramp, is to draw a net and break it down into individual 2D shapes. So we'll start off with drawing the net, and we'll start off with the side of the skateboard ramp. And our side of the skateboard ramp is going to be a right angle joined by a curved line. So that is the first shape we're going to draw in forming our net. Now the skateboard ramp is going to have two sides, so we need to add two of those shapes into our net. Next we'll add in the back part of our skateboard ramp. Now the back part of the skateboard ramp is going to be a rectangle. So we're going to add in a rectangle in between my two side shapes. Now that we have the back and the sides of the skateboard ramp, the only surface left that we need to calculate and add into the net is the front. Now the front of the skateboard ramp is going to be the curved part that the users will skateboard down. Now the question tells us that the curved surface at the front is 1/4 of a cylinder. So that is the side of a cylinder equal to 1/4 of a full cylinder. Now when we flatten out the side of a cylinder, it forms a rectangle. So we can represent the curved surface in our net as a rectangle. So we'll go ahead and add that in to the net drawing to complete it. So now we have our complete net. We can go ahead and calculate the total surface area. The first part of that is going to be add in the dimensions onto the net. So going back to the question where we can find the dimensions to be able to add into the net. So we know that our curved side of the skateboard ramp is 1/4 of a cylinder. So 1/4 of a cylinder. And we know the radius of that cylinder is going to be 1.5 meters. And that information comes directly from the question. So the width of the skateboard ramp is 2.5 meters. This is the measurement that forms the height of our cylinder. So the height of our cylinder is the width, or 2.4 meters. Having a look at the back of the skateboard ramp, the height of the skateboard ramp, which is going to be the width of my rectangle, is going to equal the radius of the quarter cylinder, and that is going to be 1.5. So I can add in the width of the back rectangle is 1.5 meters. The length is going to equal to the width of the skateboard ramp, which is 2.4 meters. And looking at my sides, I know that each side of the lines that form my right angle is going to be 1.5 meters. So that is adding on all of the information from the question. I can now go ahead and calculate the individual area of each of those shapes to then add them together to get total surface area. So I'm going to label them A, B, and C. So starting with the area of shape A, and that is the curved front of my skateboard ramp, which is 1/4 of a cylinder. So I can use the formula for the side area of a cylinder and then divide it by 4 to get 1/4. So the side of my cylinder is the area is going to equal to 2 times pi times radius times height, and I need to be dividing that by 4. So substituting in my values, 2 times pi times 1.5 times by 2.4, and then dividing that by 4. So the area of the front of my skateboard ramp is going to equal to 5.65 meters squared. Moving on to area B, which is the back part of my skateboard ramp, which forms a rectangle. So it's going to be length times times width. So 2.4 times by 1.5, and that is going to equal to 3.6 meters squared. So I'm going to add those two values onto my net. So the front is 5.65 meters squared. The back is 3.6 meters squared. So now I can have a look at how do I calculate the sides of my skateboard ramp. So now I need to calculate the area of the side, so the area of C. And let's have a look at the best way to calculate that. So looking at the diagram that was provided in the question, we can see that the side of the skateboard ramp, we've got a right angle that is joined by a curved part. We can also make a square by adding in some additional lines. So the part that we're looking to find is the blue shaded part, and we can do that by finding the area of the square and then subtract the area of a quarter of a circle, which will leave us with the area of the side of the skateboard ramp. So the area of C is going to equal side squared minus pi r squared divided by 4. So the side squared is 1.5 minus pi times 1.5 squared divided by 4, which equals 0.48 meters squared. So adding that last measurement onto my net, 0.48 meters squared. So now I have all the individual areas. I can proceed to calculate the total surface area of the skateboard ramp. So the total surface area of the skateboard ramp is going to be the area of A plus the area of B plus 2 times the area of C. So substituting in my values, so it's going to be 5.65 plus 3.6 plus 2 times 0.48. So working it out on the calculator, it equals 10.21 meters squared. So the total surface area of the skateboard ramp, including the front, back and sides, is 10.21 meters squared.